Saturn in the birth chart indicates a learning experience that we must go through to start the path to self-realization. Saturn is an empirical teacher. He teaches us to develop the characteristics of the astrological sign where it is found, responsibly and constructively. In fire signs, its guidance focuses on acting from the vital impulses, following the inspiration from the soul. Before going further, it is essential to understand the meaning of Saturn. This is precisely the way Saturn would start, so don't skip it. Saturn position in the birth chart shows us certain characteristics of which we have no personal experience. For some reason, the qualities of the sign are blocked. The required efforts to untangle the block are real, and they require discipline, perseverance, and multiple trials and errors. Saturn as a teacher confronts us with the empirical world. He makes us experience real situations. He makes us see our fears and asks us to go through them with self-discipline, responsibility, and a sense of duty. As a species, we tend to go for pleasure. If it were not for that mysterious part within ourselves that invites us to do something transcendental, we would only dedicate to eating, reproducing, and sleeping. That mysterious part is Saturn, the one that encourages us to keep trying despite everything. Saturn is our personal teacher, and it is happy to show us the way. It is normal to feel that the energy of Saturn crushes us. In a way, it is Saturn that makes us aware of the force of gravity. We come to bring something to the manifestation, and that requires effort. Therefore, the dark side of our relationship with Saturn is never trying what Saturn proposes, avoiding situations that seem difficult to us. Saturn is the master of masters. He does not allow us to ignore what we have come to learn. But as creative beings that we are, we can create a halo of darkness that keeps us within an apparent safety. At the end of life, we will feel that something is missing. Therefore, despite the difficulties, if we go ahead and listen to the call from within, Saturn promises personal self-realization. Many times, Saturn brings us limiting experiences that makes us focus on the subject that we have come to study and pursue a master's degree. It's like putting a stone in our shoes. In this way, he makes us focus on what we need to learn. If we decide to ignore what is happening and get used to walking with that stone in our shoes, then he will put an even bigger one. Like each planet, Saturn can represent different characteristics in our reality. Saturn represents authority figures such as These are all archetypes that put our feet on the ground. At the same time, they show us the path that leads us to what we want, although this path seems winding and sometimes even obsolete. Saturn may seem harsh, stern, and unfriendly to pleasure, but in reality, he knows what he's doing. Saturn tells us, you are not here to take exams, but to learn and manifest your dreams. According to the element where Saturn is, we see the kind of elemental energy that we have come to learn to use to achieve our goals. In fire signs, we are becoming experts in dynamism, in action. In earth signs, it is making things real. In earth signs, our specialization is in socialization, in exchange. In water signs, we specialize in connection, in emotional fluidity. It is important to keep in mind that any planet and its position in the birth chart is part of a whole that creates a perfect balance within the context. Saturn's position by sign and by house supports the rest of the birth chart, just as the other positions support Saturn. As I said before, in the birth chart, Saturn indicates the qualities that we are going to develop through experience. In Aries, we have come to learn to act, to go for what we want, to conquer what matters most to us. Saturn is the grand master of empiricism. The lessons occur in life itself. So, how do we learn with Saturn in Aries? Saturn manifests competitive situations. It forces us to take risks. It makes us angry. It awakens our desire to win and often makes us lose. And what do? Do we hold back? Do we avoid competition? Are we looking to play it safe? Individuals with Saturn in Aries may not have any desire to become pioneers, and they can have huge inhibitions about competing and winning, or the other way around. They get carried away by sudden desires and wham, something stops them. Saturn is showing us all the phases of Aries energy. We have come to become experts in the conquest of life. Know when to act and when not. Over time, we learned to react wisely. Saturn, the Grand Master of empiricism, shows us the experiences that will teach us to use the qualities of the sign wherever it is. When Saturn is in Leo, we have come to learn to express our authenticity, to show ourselves as we are, especially from our creations. So, how do we learn with Saturn in Leo? Saturn will manifest situations where we must express our inner truth in a creative way. It will put us on a stage so that we learn to feel comfortable in the eyes of others. And what do? Do we hide? Do we do what we think others want to see? Do we expect the approval of others? Do we fall apart when this doesn't happen? Individuals with Saturn in Leo may not feel like being in the limelight, and they can feel inhibited when it comes to expressing themselves genuinely. Saturn sends us tests and challenges where it helps us see the fear we have of exposing ourselves to the world. The worst thing that can happen to us is never daring to show our true talents, even if we want to do so. However, our creative flow is enormous. You just have to dare. Saturn, as I have said in Aries and in Leo, is the great teacher. His position in the birth chart indicates which are the experiences that teach us to use the qualities of the astrological sign in which Saturn is found. When Saturn is in Sagittarius, we have come to learn to take life as an adventure and to explore new possibilities. So how do we learn with Saturn in Sagittarius? Saturn will manifest situations where we must review our internal morals, follow our spiritual principles, and broaden our horizons. We will be exposed to express our opinions. We will experience situations where it will be necessary to see things in a broader way. Individuals with Saturn in Sagittarius may have reservations about going out on the adventure of life. Even if their hearts tell them that it would be wonderful to get lost in the jungle, they may stay at home believing that they don't have the courage to explore. Saturn shows us the energy that we have inhibited within our being and sends us experiences so that we learn to develop those qualities with awareness and in a constructive way. Sagittarius come to life looking for the deep meaning of existence. Saturn can become a teacher who crosses our path and structures our exploration. Through experiences, failures, and mistakes, we start building our own philosophy and we dare to live according to it. If you have questions about this topic or want to propose a video for the future, you can leave them in the comments. If you are interested in an astrological reading, you can visit my website, paulalustenberg.com, where I offer different possibilities. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much and see you in the next one.